Hello everyone! So today the market is pretty green. We should all be in much better moods than yesterday. In case you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a CEO of a gaming company, and this is Buzzy that is joining us today. And today we are here with you to talk about HCMC. Now, they recently announced that they are doing what they call is rights offering exclusivity for its stockholders. Basically, it's dilution. They are raising money. So I want to talk about this from the perspective mostly of a CEO of a company that is a bit smaller than HCMC, and to explain what this means, why companies do that, and do I think it's good or bad for the company and the investors from both perspectives. It's a fairly common procedure, so just an explanation and my thoughts on the matter. So let's jump into it. And now we have this technological miracle with the sliding screen, so ooh yeah. In case all that sounds fun, this is what I usually do on the channel. I invite you to another technological miracle, and that's this animation that I'm very proud of. Like, subscribe, a bell helps the channel, helps the video, and we are growing a really fun community here. This channel is new, so if that all sounds fun, then you are welcome to join us also on the Discord channel, which is free. All right, let's get to actual work and facts. So HCMC basically is health products company that has a patent infringement lawsuit against Philip Morris, and this is why the stock jumped. So now today it's kind of barcoding around 14.15. The past 5 days before that it was barcoding completely around 11.12, then it jumped. Now it's settled around the 14.15. But if we look 6 months back, then we'll see this was pretty much 0.0001 stock. And for what I'm about to talk about, this is a very important point, because direct offerings or offerings in general is something that is fairly common. Investors never like it. Basically what this means is that the company is raising more money, so it's adding more share or producing more shares. So this means that the current investors are getting diluted. So investors are usually not huge fans of this. That being said, this very much depends on exactly how it's done. And yesterday we had a letter from their CEO saying, "Dear valued shareholders, for first and foremost, blah blah blah, we want to thank you." And we are now at the all-time high of 400,000 shareholders. Now, that being said, this is not very surprising. Again, most of those investors are coming from the lawsuit, and that's the most interesting thing that is happening to this company. That, as mentioned before, that was 0.0001, and once the lawsuit started, it jumped to 0.0015, which doesn't sound like a huge jump, but that's 15 times more. That's pretty huge. And I want to thank the employees, not important. And this is an important thing. Before I discuss the present rights offering to our shareholders, I would like to state clearly that the rights offering should not be confused with a reverse stock split. So basically, a reverse stock split, I explained this a few videos ago, it's something that has no actual bad anything for the company, but usually stocks react pretty badly to it, and it's a bit of a catch-22 where investors think that reverse splits are bad, and so whenever this is done, the stocks are going under. This is exactly what's happening now with CTRM. So they are saying that this is not that, and not only that, they are saying that they will not be doing a reverse stock split at the moment. And if they will, the board of directors will explain this to the common shareholders, which is us, and the shareholders will have to vote on it and, approve it by a vote of over 51%, pretty standard things. What they are going to do is basically create or offer 25% of new stocks, which will raise them around $100 million. And now I'm gonna get a bit technical and say, is it good or bad? So currently, the company's market cap is 448 million, which basically means that they are going to add 25%, raise $100 million. That kind of all makes sense. But keep in mind one very important fact, and that's why are we all investing in this company? And if we're honest, the main reason is the lawsuit. I'm not saying the company is bad in any way. I'm not saying there aren't great things going for it, but that's why the stock's worth 14 at the moment. Because again, just a few months back in January, it was worth 0.001. Why is this important? Because the actual valuation of the company is 448 million at the moment, but that's with this valuation, and this valuation is factoring in the lawsuit. In reality, what we should do is look at it at the 0.0001 valuation, and in this case HCMC is worth around 30 million. And this is super important to understand if this is good or bad, or a smart move by the CEO or not. And I'll get to the end of it. I think that this is the right move, this is the fair move, and if I was HCMC's CEO, I would actually probably do something even less nice for the investors. So what's happening? I'm gonna open this for a second and explain why I think this makes sense. So imagine that you're a CEO of a company that is worth 30 million. I will do like worth. So I worth 30 million, and then I file for this lawsuit suddenly, right? My stocks jump because of the lawsuit, and that's completely normal. And now I'm worth 450 million. Sorry that this is not very technological, but let's think about it this way, right? Now, at this point, I know that my stocks have jumped 15 times more, and I can get basically money with the new valuation of the stock. So I'm like, okay, should I use those prices of the stock to get more money into my company? And suddenly I realized that I can offer 25% and get 100 million. All right, now 100 million is about 25% of 450, but from 30 million, and you know what, let's be nice to them, let's say that the worth is actually 50 million, and I'm wrong. This company should have been valued at 50 million. And now try to follow me. You are raising twice what the company is worth for 25%, and this is a really good move that is only possible when situations like that occur. It's pretty normal to do those offerings and raise more money, especially for new companies, especially for smaller companies like HCMC in the current state. So what I will want to do as the CEO is get more money, and in this case 2 times what the company is actually worth. And I'm not saying anything bad about HCMC's worth, I'm just saying that the current price is based on the lawsuit. So this is pretty much, now we are talking about a company that released their earnings report not so long ago, and their earnings, like their gross profit, is 5.8 million. 100 million is worth 20 years of income, of like in profits for them. 20 years. This is the equivalent of, if you take Apple for example, their worth is 2 trillion. Imagine what Apple can do if tomorrow it wakes up in the morning and it has $4 trillion in the bank. Now, there are a lot of ways to do that. You can do this publicly, you can do this with private investors when you're, like raising money. In this case, and if I'm honest, this is exactly what I would do if I was the CEO of the company. I would say like, okay, I can take double my worth for 25%. I definitely am going for this for 20 years of profit. And I would do that, and I would probably explain that to investors and say like, this is a great move, deal with it. But they are taking it one side forward, offering this first to the investors that they already have, saying we will give you a discount, we want you in, we're thinking about our show, shareholders, and this is great. And this is a company that just now starting to realize the power of investors, because not too long ago they didn't have a Twitter account. So this is a great sign. I think I'm actually fairly impressed, and I'm not one of those like HCMC fanboys, let's call it. Again, nothing wrong with them. I have a huge position in the company. I believe in the company, but that's mostly because of the lawsuit. And I have been saying a lot of, well, not a lot, but some bad news about HCMC on this channel as well. In this case, I have to say, I think this is a smart move. I think this is exactly what I would do as the CEO. I think this gives the company an insane amount of cash for just 25%, and it's definitely worth it. It's a great move, and it gives this company a real value and a huge cash chunk, which can be used to improve the business, even without any connection to the lawsuit, and give it a more solid foundation. I really think this is a great move, and I wanted to do a video about that. Again, not going too technical, but just talking about this perspective of if I was the CEO and me as an investor, how I'm thinking about it. I really think this is a great move, and anyone who thinks this is bad or is a sign to be scared and jump out because you know, like, ooh, direct offering, guys, this is not the same case as CTRM's offering. This is really good, and I honestly I'm impressed with the company, the move, and how they decided to do it. So I will give credit where credit is due. I hope that this video was helpful. If you like videos like that, please do like, subscribe, bell, join our community, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Hopefully tomorrow will be as fun and green as today is. Until then, cheers everyone.